before we start this special skit show double feature, we've got some even more newcomers right here.
They're the main characters from this obscure comedy television show called The Ferals, and they're from Australia.
G'day mates, I'm Rudis P. Rudis, the leader of the Ferals.
I'm Madagliana's Muriel Durelga Widebottom, the fluffy buttocks cat.
I'm Darren, the dopey dog who is quite forgetful at times.
And I'm Mixie Mtosis, the muddled-up mixed-up bunny.
Whoa, how is the maker of this video finding these kinds of obscure pieces of media?
I recently discovered the Ferals from one of those YouTube shorts by Larrikin Puppets.
Oh, Dorothy the dinosaur told us about that YouTube channel at one point. These guys have been around for over a decade.
We hear that they are very good friends with those individuals in the puppy community, especially the Bingo Puppet Troupe.
There's one of the links in the description. That will direct you to the Larrikin Puppets YouTube channel. Feel free to go check it out.
Well, this intro just went off the rails. Anyway, grab some snacks and drinks, and get comfortable. The show is about to begin.
Oh boy!
Wow everybody, how's it going? Boy, have we got an incredible skit show double feature for you today.
The first part involves the Gabba gang doing a recap on their extraordinary Coachella experience for this year.
And the second part is gonna involve some sort of Fraggle-tastic live show that some of our friends were lucky to go to.
Gosh, those were some really big things that have happened this year so far. With all that being said, we hope you skit-tastic fanatics enjoy.
The Gabbas At Coachella 2025.
Hello everybody, it's Rabbit T Rabbit coming to you from the Big Apple again, and I'm accompanied by some very special friends. Of course, you saw Artie the artist and Bunny Fluffington in that announcement video.
Oh boy, Artie can't wait for what today is gonna bring.
Hippity hop, it is your Gabba Fraggle o'clock.
And say hello to Trog and Marina from the YouTube channel called Larrikin Puppets.
Yes, as I always say, my name is Trog, spelled with 3 G's, and the middle G is silent.
Yes, and I'm Marina, Trog's little sister. It's great to meet you all on this skit show.
Ravi de vous rencontrer aussi. Salut Rapide, c'était une super présentation.
Yeah Rapid, thank you for the introduction. Very nicely done.
What's good gang? With summer break around the corner, we just had the thought of doing something epic.
Oh boy, I might know where she's coming from with this.
For the first thing on our agenda, we're going to shine the spotlight on the Gabba gang, and talk about their experience with this big event at Coachella this year.
This story may take a whopping good while, but I think it'll be worth it.
Same here, Mom. I think it's bound to be a great story. I'm so excited to talk about it.
Real quick though, fourth wall break. Chuck, how did you just manage to get your old vocal cords back?
Yeah, Boss Mouse, your old vocal cords came back.
It turns out that the IBM Watson TTS voice demo actually never left. It is still around.
Yeah, Bella and I were in the camping tent with Chucky and Ronnie when we heard that voice. We just haven't thought we'd have to confirm that until now.
Well shoot, I was there too, but I was already fast asleep.
You must have been one heck of a heavy sleeper, Jasper. But with that out of the way, Gabbaland gang, how did your Coachella 2025 experience go?
Boy, if each of us can find words to describe that event, it was super awesome.
We all had such a jamming good time.
I was really excited to be on that stage again.
That kind of party was so much fun.
It was incredibly razzle and dazzle.
So this is just a recap here. There was that stage with a humongous crowd in the audience.
And I think it was the exact same stage at Coachella from 15 years ago.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Yo Gabba Gabba's new host Cammy Cam came onto the stage, encouraging the audience to say the magic words with her. Talk about an interaction. And the next thing you know, the Gabbas come in, ready to have fun. That sounds accurate too.
They had a awesome set list of songs. Of course, they would start off with the Yo Gabba Gabba Land theme song.
And then there was that classic song and dance where each one of the Gabbas showed their best dance moves.
The Party in My Tummy song describes how Broby loves a good party with some healthy food in his stomach.
Get the Sillies Out is another one of those classic songs where the Gabbas would wiggle the silly critters out of their system.
I'm So Mad, in parentheses Just Breathe, is one of those new songs where 2D took some calm breaths after expressing her frustrations.
My goodness, they've got a lot of classic songs on that set list.
Yeah, plus 2 new songs.
and 2 song covers that we will get to in a little bit.
Well, this first one we can get to right now is Just a Friend, a Biz Markie song covered by Flavor Flav, in tribute to Biz himself.
I Love Bugs is another classic song that describes how much Muna loves bugs. He's not even afraid of bumblebees.
If there's one thing that the Chucky gang and the Gabbas have in common, it's that they each have a fun song about bubbles.
Don't Bite Your Friends is a classic song that says you can't bite on other peeps, and you can only bite on the food.
Now this next thing you're about to hear is Fantabby-hooby news, and depending on the mood, it might make you go nuts in a good way.
As a transition to song number 11, DJ Lance Rock made his grand return to the stage.
Oh, wow. Everybody must have been so glad to see him again after such a long time.
Oh heck yeah, that certainly got the OG Yo Gabba Gabba fans cracking smiles upon their faces.
Yes, and that's where the song DJ Lance Says comes in. It's just like Simon Says, but it's the game where you do what DJ Lance says.
The Orange Cat's Special Time Outdoors is an absolute banger for a jazz fusion song that delivers a very good message. Go outside and vibe.
And it all ended off with Rainbow Connection, a classic Muppets song covered by legendary Paul Williams and Weird Al Yankovic.
All of that stuff we can confirm, yes.
Cammy Cam did such a great job yet again.
Seeing DJ Lance again was my highlight.
The Thundercat was simply fantastic.
And Weird Al was very astounding.
Oh, I love how Weird Al killed it off in that grand finale.
Joy, Kermit's old boss Jim Henson would be very proud of that. Rainbow Connection is their iconic song.
Kermit would have loved to come along with the Gabbas to Coachella, but at least he got to see the video footage.
I drew 2 Muppet pictures before, one of Kermit, and one of Miss Piggy. Both of those drawings are part of all the pop culture related art that I've drawn.
We love the Muppets. We would watch some of their movies like The Great Muppet Caper, Muppet Treasure Island, and the 1979 Muppet movie.
Gee whiz. I didn't think that I would see the day when DJ Lance Rock could do a little collaboration with Cammy Cam, at Coachella no less. All the same, it's so freaking epic.
You want to talk about combining nostalgia with the modern times? The OG host and the current reboot host on the same stage at that Coachella festival was a very good example.
We do that for the skit show a lot, bringing together characters from the present day era and the classic pieces of media.
That's pretty much our core purpose. Just doing something with the current times, and a little blast from the past.
Yep, we tend to bring back some good childhood TV friends for the sake of nostalgia, kind of like how we're here for those who remember watching Between the Lions.
And it's bound to come even further once we bring back Meryl Sheep from the void. She has been a retired Sesame Street character for years.
Even we're happy to be here. It has been quite a while since we last appeared on this YouTube channel.
Yeah man, it's been since Kirsten's 22nd birthday from last year. Cousin Riff and I didn't have our speaking roles yet.
At least not until now, Beach. It is cool though. We are here after a whopping good while. And for those who remember watching us on television.
Oh, I remember the first speaking role I had on here. Because it was a bear duck, my voice kind of sounded like it was crackling.
And despite the unfortunate passing of my old voice actor Richard Concepcion, I'm still here as part of the skit show group. And for me it certainly is a nostalgia trip.
Geez, we all just got a little bit sidetracked for a minute there.
That did feel good though. Talking about the nostalgic media.
We're always taking a trip down memory lane with the classics. We're glad to hear that you had so much fun at the Coachella Festival, Gabba Gang.
We gotta give huge props to Weird Al Yankovic for the way he ended that event.
Yet, he is a great comedy musician, writer and actor, hands down.
On dirait que vos 2 week-ends à Coachella ont été géniaux pour vous Gabba. Le public était formidable, et tous les invités spéciaux que vous avez rencontrés.
Oh yes, it was an absolute blast.
I couldn't be more or less happier than I am right now.
Me too, Fufa. Me too.
I gleamed with excitement the whole time.
We even saw the Teletubbies there.
Oh.
My freaking god. Yes, we can actually confirm that's what's up.
It's true, we did meet up with the Gabba gang on that stage at Coachella.
We traveled all across America, and Coachella was one of our destinations.
It was so good to finally see them in person, for real.
There were some other cool guests that the Gabbas met up with, like the Mayor H.R. Puffnstuff and Bailey the Lion for instance.
Gilbert and Strawberry Shortcake.
And Bozo the Clown.
And Domo and Squishmallows.
And Duat the Duolingo Owl.
And Billy Bob Broccoli from the Rockafire Explosion. Hey Billy Bob, how was Coachella for you?
Considering that I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, I had a lot of fun at Coachella.
Everybody who I got to be vibing on the stage with was so nice.
Cool.
Yes, my school's bell just rang. Oh, I'm so excited for summer break to come.
Maybe you can spend your summer at Chuck E. Cheese's.
Sounds good, Chuck.
Speaking of which, Trog, Marina, have you guys ever considered coming to our place? We do have some delicious cheesy bread that you can't skip out on.
We once did try going to a Chuck E. Cheese location in New York, but it was closed by the time we got there.
Yeah, we just couldn't get in, and it was a bummer.
Well, we think you'll be very happy to know that we will be opening a location in Australia. We are making our plans for it.
And it actually marks our return to Australia, considering that we did have a location down there back in 1981. It was called Charlie Cheese's Pizza Playhouse.
Whoa, no way, Miss Helen.
Crikey! You don't say.
Oh, we do say, and if the first Australia location does well, there could be a chance of some more to open.
What a super sizzling way to conclude this conversation.
It was great to talk about your experience with this year's Coachella Festival Gabba Gang.
It sure was. And Opie, you might want to catch that school bus, kiddo.
Bang!
What's up? Rascal the CCE Dog here. First off, I would like to send a huge shout out to Dan the Toon Man for the amazing fan art of me and Jasper drinking some Coca-Cola. Secondly, if you all out there enjoyed part 1 of this double feature, wait until you see part 2. I think the Fraggle Rock fans will get this one.
The Fraggle Rock Stage Show Recap.
Check. Okay, my microphone seems to be working now. Destiny, my fluffy friend.
Alright, that's good to know, Mr. McGinnis. How's it been going with you, Dixie?
It's been going mighty fine, Destiny. Hey, Miss Seathaler, is your microphone in check as well?
Yep, it is on, Dixie. Now let's see who's here in the video call. Hey Cam, our greenie buddy.
Hello Greenie Squad, boy am I glad to be here.
Randy, yippee, we hope you guys are doing well today.
I am doing well, thanks for checking in, Kirsten.
Oh boy, I'm so excited to be chatting with you guys.
Rufus, Carlo, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing doggone splendid, Kirsten.
Same here, I'm doing very good myself.
Marty Monster, it's so good to see you again.
Hey yo, it's good to see you too, Kirsten.
Terrance, we haven't seen you since last year's quadruple birthday party.
Yeah, it has been quite a long year. I am still happy to be here, no less.
Melody, Sam, we're so happy to have you guys here.
Hey Miss Seathaler, it's our great pleasure to be here.
Yeah, Kirsten, thank you very much for having us on.
So, let's talk about the Fraggle Rock stage show that each of you lucky ones went to.
Oh yeah, I know that our buddy Marcelo Bataro saw it too.
So did Holly, Anita, and Kyle Lindsay. A bunch of them saw it.
Did you guys have a fraggly good time at that show?
Hell yeah.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
We sure did. It was green-delicious.
Man, that show is gonna be engraved in my head for a very long time to come. It's just so unforgettable.
That is what you'd call a core memory, just like the ones in that Disney Pixar movie, Inside Out. Nice reference there, yippee. But that aside, what was that Fraggle Rock stage show like?
Before the show started, each selected theater had a stage curtain that looked just like the Fraggle Cave.
Of course, the two doozers named Architect and Cotton Pin had a safety announcement and a little bit of a shameless plug.
For the Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock series, yep.
And when the show did start, the Fraggle Rock theme song played, the Fraggles came onto the stage, and they saw that there were lots of silly creatures in the audience.
You'd have no idea how excited I was when I saw them making their entrance. You'd have no idea how starstruck I felt when Borber and Wembley looked straight at me, and how fun it was to be called a silly creature.
Now you know how Mr. Matt Bingle felt. He alongside Jake Deffenbaugh and Chris Bixby did an interview with Donna Kimball last year, and Moki referred to Matt as Silly Creature Matt. It may not be the exact same thing, but it does sound pretty similar.
And after they sang Party in Fraggle Rock, they got us taking the solemn oath of the Fraggles. Basically we just had to repeat everything they said, and they would make us honorary Fraggles.
You guys must have had fun doing that.
Then the world's oldest Fraggle came on screen and told the Fraggle 5 about this celebration stone that had been lost for a very long time, with Henchie's help, and the storyteller Fraggle had more to say about it.
After that story, Gobo insisted that the whole Fraggle 5 would be the ones to find the lost celebration stone, but being the drama king Boober is, he was not having it. Gobo then asked for opinions from the silly creatures.
Yep, he was all like, what do you think, silly creatures? Should we go find the lost celebration stone altogether?
And I would be like, yes, let's do it. High on life reference, LOL.
Nice video game reference, my friend.
It did take a while for the Fraggles to convince the anxious Boober to come along with them on the journey.
That is what you'd call the flow, and the going of it.
To put such a long story short, they did manage to find the first 2 pieces of the celebration stone, after they passed those clear bouncy balls to the audience, and they read Uncle Traveling Matt's postcard.
Then Gobo got taken by the Gorgs, and that's when act number 1 ended, and we all had a brief intermission. Yes, the show was divided into 2 acts by the way, and oh my gosh, Junior Gorg's hand looked so freaking huge in person.
Yeah, we witnessed some really cool stuff in the audience, quite engaging as well. Those clear bouncy balls were inflatable, and they were thrown around to us while Pass It On played.
Ooh, Kirsten, was one of those inflatable balls thrown near your direction by any chance?
Well, the Fraggles did throw the balls towards the other audience members, but they did pass 1 ball near my direction, and I honestly would have caught it.
Ah, that would have been so cool if you did.
After that brief intermission, act number 2 started. The Fraggles wondered where Gobu could have gone, and Wembley started wembling like he always does, given that Wembley is his name.
Yeah, that does make perfect sense.
Yeah, that is Wembley's character.
That's where we hear this classic song called Wemblin' Fool. Wembley is my favorite Fraggle Rock character.
Then Red put on her detective outfit, as Inspector Red, and she led the way to search for Gobo.
I'll bet that she and Inspector Gadget could do well working together.
They probably would. It was cool to see Junior Gorg on the screen. I could also say the same thing about seeing how freaking humongous Marjorie the Trash Heap looked in person.
Okay, we don't really want to bore you skit-tastic fanatics with this entire story. My apologies, so you can just check out this video footage of the full stage show. However, we can skip ahead to where the last 2 pieces of the celebration stone were found.
We paid a good amount of money to see a dozen of angry doozers, and as we spotted the very last piece of the celebration stone, I don't think you'll ever guess what we said to the Fraggles.
What?
It's right behind you.
No, seriously, we saw it coming down, hanging on the hook, and they simply had to turn around and look from behind them, although they did thank us for our help.
Excited to rejoin the celebration stone, they put all the 4 missing pieces together, and nothing happened yet.
Recapping on the Trash Heap's advice, the Fraggle 5 figured that we were the ones who were the missing piece for the party.
Yep, we were the ones who made the celebration stone complete. All creatures together in harmony, in the same exact room.
And of course, it all ended off with the epic party in Fraggle Rock. We all had so much fun together, and they really got us feeling like co-stars of the show.
I'm glad to hear that you had fun with the Fraggles, Randy.
That's the same thing I'd be saying. I've been so glad to hear you had a great time at that show, hun.
Thanks, babe. That's my girlfriend Juniper in my background there.
Hello there, everybody.
Hi, Juniper.
After the show was over, I got to meet the Fraggles up close. However, I couldn't get a picture with them.
I too got to meet up with Gobo and Moki after the show.
Mason, Randy, you two are so damn lucky. I didn't get to do that at all, because I saw the show on a Saturday. My local theater was freaking crowded.
I did get this Wembley plush at my local theater. Like I said earlier, I love Wembley.
You are just glad that you got to see the show regardless, right, Kirsten?
Yes, Melody, I am. I came into the theater excited for the show, and I walked out with a great big smile after that experience. Oh, can we also talk about how Moki hit the Vogues, and Borber shaked his Fraggle tail?
Or as they call it, his Belubius.
His Belubius, right.
I'm so happy for you lucky ones who got to see that performance. Especially you, Mason and Kirsten.
Thank you, Terrance. We really danced our cares away down in Fraggle Rock.
Knowing how Marty felt after seeing Kermit the Frog at the university near him, I honestly would have cried happy tears after I saw the Fraggles performing on the stage in person.
Yes, ma'am, it was a great show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. In the Fraggles terms, we can all say that it was Fraggle-tastic.
Yes, indeed, and we had so much Fraggly fun talking about our experience with the Fraggle Rock stage show for this year. Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
For the record, We just wanted to send out a very special thanks to all the lucky silly creatures out there who came to see the first leg of our stage show tours.
Yeah, especially silly creatures Mason McGinnis and Kirsten Seethler, the ones who make this skit show possible.
And Mr. Randy Time, our part-time scriptwriter. We had such a fraggly good time jamming with you all.
If it wasn't for our amazing cast and crew, and our spectacular audiences in the different cities and venues, our tour this year wouldn't have been a Fraggle-tastic success.
And as of the time you're watching this, we're going to make 2 extra stops next year. The link to the news press is in the description.
Well, the first extra stop that it's talking about is in New York. The second extra stop is gonna be in Washington, D.C. Tickets will go on sale starting February 2026. In the meantime, again, to those who attended our tour this year, from the bottom of our frankly hearts,
Thank you, silly creatures. Damn, I still can't believe I thought the party was better than doing laundry. LOL.
Well, how about that? Mr. McGinnis and Miss Seethler went to see the iconic Fraggle 5 in action.
Yeah, a bunch of others saw it too. I could see that Kirsten still has those thoughts about that show collected in her head.
I can definitely see this as something that's bound to go on a list of major highlights that happened in 2025.
I'm glad you had a frabbly good time at the Fraggle Rock stage show, Mr. Mason McGinnis. I hear that you also got lucky to meet and greet with the Fraggles up close afterwards. That's so freaking awesome. Hey, and I wish we could have gone to see that Fraggle Rock stage show at our local theater. But we are happy for the ones who got to see it. They were so lucky.
Boy, Cam was so lucky to be one of our first buddies to have seen the Fraggles in person back in January. And he got a Wembley plush at the show. We would call him a very lucky rabbit, except that his name is not Oswald, it's Cam.
In addition to the Fraggle Rock stage show making 2 extra stops next year, and you want to talk about big comebacks, I hear that Yo Gabba Gabba Live is also coming up with their own 24-stop tour next month. That's another news press article you can find in the description.
Hello, I'm Spruce and Move. My Six Flags attractions are Spruce's Wilderness Bus Tours and Cookies with Spruce.
I'm Oakley the Bear. My Six Flags attractions are Oakley's Honey Swimming and Teddy Bear Picnic with Oak.
I'm Rocky the Raccoon. My Six Flags attractions are Rocky's Ranger Plains and Soaring in Style with Rocky.
And I'm Frankie the Fox. My Six Flags attractions are Frankie's Mountain and Paint and Sip with Frankie.
Well, I certainly didn't expect for this video to be a 2-in-1, but it was so cool to see.
Absolutely. If the skitastic fanatics out there like this video as much as we did, click on the thumbs up button down below.
Click on this playlist up there to check out some more positively fun episodes of Mason and Kirsten's skit show.
And click on those 3 channel icons to subscribe so that you'll know when each one of them adds a new video.
Until next time, just know that once new guests come over to the Furchester Hotel, we welcome them with furry arms.